Welcome back to Good Day Stateline. We are celebrating Black History Month this morning, and we're really excited to get the chance to talk with Damson Idris, star of the FX on Hulu series Snowfall. Good morning, Damson.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
I know, I said good morning. We literally just talked about the fact that you are in London. It's not morning. I should have said, what do you say in the afternoon in London? It's tea time?
Oh, yeah, good afternoon. It's 3 p.m. here, so.
That leads me kind of into my first question. So Snowfall takes place in the early 1980s in LA. You weren't even born until 1991, and you were born in London. So take us through the process of becoming your character, Franklin Saint.
Wow, I grew an afro. It was interesting, you know, because playing Franklin Saint was a character that I envisioned. You know, I was always a fan of Denzel Washington's Frank Lucas on American Gangster, and I was in love with Bryan Cranston playing Walter White in Breaking Bad. So I thought, what would happen if these two characters came together and became one? And then I molded Franklin and threw in some sprinkles of Caesar from Planet of the Apes, and that was my process in molding the character.
So I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but I have to know, how easy or hard is it for you to do that, you know, New York accent when you're clearly British?
Oh wow! Well, I'm still trying to get the New York accent. But South Central, you know, California it's interesting because as a Brit, we are Americanized, you know, and we see so many movies. And when I was a kid, I'd watch a bunch of Def Comedy Jam and I'd perform it for my family. So I always kind of had an inkling of what it sounded like. But with Franklin specifically, I linked up with Dub C, who's a rapper from West Side Connection, and he was like, "Man, you got the accent, man, but this how you stand." And and he really just taught me about getting into mindset of what it's like to be a kid from South Central LA. And hopefully, I think the viewers could attest we did a great job.
Well, I think it's now that you're entering season 4, you have to be doing a good job, or else they probably would have gotten rid of you.
Exactly. They would replace me with Forrest Whitaker or something. I don't know.
Are there certain words that are more difficult for you? Do you ever like read the script and you try to say it, you know, like your character should, and you say, you got to change the words, I can't do this?
Not anymore. But when I was in first season, there were I couldn't say shattered to like a glass shattering. I used to struggle like shattered. It's broken. It's broken. No, Damson, could you say shattered, please? It's so easy. Shattered. Shattered. Broken. I couldn't say it. But yeah, now, man, I honestly feel like I was born in South Central. I've been in LA for so long now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a part of that culture.
Well, I feel for you. I mean, I have problems reading words in English, and I've been speaking English my entire life, so it must be kind of hard sometimes when they throw shattered at you. So, you know, I was watching an interview that you did on Good Morning America, you know, prior to COVID hitting, and you were telling Amy Robach about how you like to touch everything on set because it makes you like feel like more of the character. So how have you had to change that now that you probably aren't allowed to touch everything?
I don't do it anymore. The first day we went on set in season 4, I walked into a room. I was like, I've been in this room before, so I need to touch everything. This is part of my process. This is my ritual as an actor. And I went to touch the first thing, and then everyone looked at me like and everyone ran in with 55 hand sanitizers and masks and started putting duct tape over what I touched and put a sign there. And I was like, wow, this is a new day. One thing this season taught me is that many of the things I thought were important for my process as an actor aren't actually important. And there are many ways to get around it and still get the same effect. So if that's anything working in a pandemic has taught me, it's that.
That's awesome. So you mentioned you love Denzel Washington. So before we go, I have a question for you. If you had to replace him in a remake of one of his movies, what movie would you pick?
Oh my Lord, I wouldn't replace him in anything. I don't think the movie would get made, one, if I was in it, and two, it wouldn't be as good. Oh wow, he has so many amazing movies. I'm gonna say American Gangster because that's my favorite movie.
Yeah, for sure. We love that. Well, you can catch Damson on Snowfall, on FX, on Hulu. You also have a Netflix movie as well, Outside the Wire. Thank you so much for joining us today, Damson. He was so much fun. Coming up next, Lana from Midway Village is talking to us about their Green Book exhibit. And later, Zena from Zamudos is popping by to talk Granita and what it means to be a minority business owner in Rockford. We'll be right back.